Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet a true disruptor. We'll put a spotlight on a company that is changing the way people find work. That's just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I'm a baby boomer, and so my generation always says, well, that's the way it's always been done. I love Gen Z and millennials because they look at something and they say, why would you do it that way? And when it comes to looking for a job, I mean, you have these job sites, you have LinkedIn, of course, but that industry definitely needed some disrupting, and that's what's happening right now. James Terry is the Chief of Staff for Indeed Flex US. He is joining us from Austin. James, thanks for coming on the show.
Jeff, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Well, first tell us what Indeed Flex does and how it's changed your industry.
Well, I think you said it best. We're disrupting the way that people find work. We help people get jobs instantly. The idea is we want to allow it a seamless process and remove the friction from job seekers and employers from being connected. We want to really remove the friction to be able to provide control and choice to businesses and to job seekers to be able to find the best match for employment.
Okay, so if you're a job seeker, give me an example. How would this help you?
So for a lot of workers in especially the temporary staffing industry, there's an information problem. They don't know what type of opportunities are out there. And a lot of the times when they go into an individual staffing branch or organization, they're just placed without any type of control or choice as to where they want to work. So what that means is they don't really have any ability to decide how much they're going to get paid, where they're going to have to go, the schedule that they're going to have, how far away that's going to be from their house. And what Indeed Flex does is we want to be able to serve the job seekers up the opportunities that are there so that they can decide where they would like to work as opposed to being assigned somewhere.
Absolutely. And then from the employer standpoint, how does it help them?
For employers, it really removes the friction in being able to find a talented workforce. One of the great things about our system is that we provide a matching algorithm that helps to serve up the best job seekers. So as I mentioned, those job seekers are able to scroll through and see the opportunities. But what we do is we actually show the best opportunities to the best job seekers. We want to be able to retain our best workers, the ones that are consistent, the ones that get rated well from clients, the ones that are going to do a great job and show up every day with a smile on their face and do good work. And so we actually prioritize those job seekers when we're serving up opportunities. Then what happens is a client brings them on, they work for that client, and the client can then rate them. As the client rates them, they're able to build a pool of their favorites. And then when they have subsequent demand, they can bring those same people back so they can start to have consistency of their workforce. The beautiful part about that is it builds a marketplace. Within a marketplace, you really have the ability to be able to ensure that as those workers get rated, the cream rises. And those best workers are the ones that we're prioritizing. And so you're able to ensure that clients are going to get the best workers and the workers are going to have the best work.
James, I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I can see why you're so successful. We're going to pull up the website, and as we scroll down the website, I want you to give us a little bit of the history of the company and how it has grown and adapted, especially with the use of AI.
Yeah, so as I referenced before, it's about control and choice. We were founded in the UK in 2015. And one of our co-founders actually was part of a temp staffing organization. He worked as a temp. In the UK, he worked in Wales, and he was given opportunities to go and do bartending jobs. But those bartending jobs were sometimes 20, 30 miles away, and he would have to drive to them. That was difficult, but he did it. He referred one of his buddies to go be a bartender. His buddy didn't have a car. And so whenever his buddy got job opportunities, they were always down the street. And so he wondered, why am I not getting those? Well, it's because the temp staffing organization knew that he had a car And they knew that he'd be able to get out there. And by the way, hey, would you mind going and picking up a couple of other people that are supposed to work that shift with us and taking them and driving them back? And that's where the light bulb moment happened. He said, hey, why don't I have the ability to choose where I want to work? Why don't we have a meritocracy where if I do a good job, I can be able to have the best opportunities out there? That really was the genesis of Indeed Flex.
Absolutely. And everybody talks about AI these days. It's kind of a buzzword or buzz phrase. And you guys have been there before it was even cool. Let's talk about, you told me a story before the show about the Stanley Cup craze and how you were able to help.
Yeah, so everyone I'm sure remembers the Stanley Cup TikTok video where a young lady's unfortunate car caught on fire. Thankfully, I don't believe anyone was hurt, but she opens the door to the car, grabs her Stanley Cup out of the cup holder, holds the phone up to it and rattles the cup, and you can hear that the ice is still frozen in there. When that happened, we saw that ad and we realized, hey, one of our clients is one of the largest logistics partners for Stanley. And so we were able to run some data through our system and be able to predict there was going to be a significant increase in demand for Stanley Cups, as we all know, ended up happening. And so we were actually able to go to the client and say, look, you're going to have a significant increase in demand. You're going to need to be able to staff up over the course of this weekend, these days, to the tune of this number of people, so that we can make sure that we're hitting the demand numbers and you're able to get your product out the door quickly and drive strong customer success. So it was really exciting to be able to leverage our system and our algorithms to be able to drive that type of improvement for a customer and really be able to be ahead of the curve before they even knew that demand was coming in.
Absolutely. We're going to pull up a page off your website. It's how the app works. And I was really impressed with how intuitive it is. It's very simple and user-friendly. Why don't you talk about the design?
So really the goal here is reducing the friction in someone getting a job. Over 25% of applicants pull out of the interview process if they don't get that job within the course of about a week. And so what our goal is how can we make it as quick and simple to get job seekers through our process, get them verified for the right skill sets, and allow them to get to work quickly. Here's the thing is, it's not just that you're losing 23% of the talent, but Jeff, it's probably that 23%, those are the best workers. Those are the ones that are getting job offers from other places. And so the longer it takes, the more friction and more steps you have in a process, you're not just taking out the pure number of people, but you're also potentially filtering out some of the best candidates. So the quicker we can get the talent through the platform, get them verified and working, the better quality and better results and outcomes we're going to have for both the job seekers and the clients.
Okay, so we're almost out of time. So in the next 2 minutes or last 2 minutes of the show, I want you to speak to both the employee and the employer and talk to them about why they might want to get involved in your platform.
So on the employee side, I'll give you an example of a flexor. That's what we call our labor force, our flexors, that I know personally in the Austin area. This person started out working with Indeed Flex with one of our local warehousing clients a couple of months ago, right up towards the warehousing and industrial peak, which is just before Christmas. He worked for November, December, and part of January, did an amazing job with them. But unfortunately, after the peak period and all the orders got out, they didn't have any demand anymore for warehouse workers. So he didn't have a job anymore. But what he does is he opens up the Indeed Flex app, goes in, and he sees, hey, you know what? There's actually a line cook position at a local hotel that's just opening up a restaurant right now. He goes and picks up that line cook position, does a great job, enjoys the environment and the atmosphere. This restaurant local to Austin was just opening up and was able to then fill their line cook with a permanent full-time person. So then that job disappears. So this person then is able to go up and pick up a job with another client and has been working with Indeed Flex in different variations and varieties of roles for the course of the last 5 or 6 months. And the beautiful part about this, Jeff, is that this person's able to choose when they want to work, where they want to work, the hours, the pay rate. They really have the choice. So rather than being in that dreaded old 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job, if they decide that they want to take a Tuesday or a Wednesday off, they just don't pick up work on those days. So it provides a flexibility that so many younger people, as you were talking about, really desire and want right now. That's one of the great things about Indeed Flex on the worker side. On the employer side, as I mentioned, those types of people, like that gentleman that I just spoke about, because he did such a great job at so many of our clients, he gets rated 5 stars. When he gets rated 5 stars, he's served up those first opportunities for the future clients that post. So those clients, when they post new opportunities with Indeed Flex, they know that they're going to be getting the top talent. They're going to get consistent workers that they know are going to show up and know are going to do a bang-up job for them. The other great part of the Indeed Flex platform is that there are some roles, there are some positions, there are some locations that Indeed Flex maybe does not have the supply to be able to provide to our clients. So part of the other great parts of our system is we provide a vendor management portal. So not only are clients able to access our fully vetted and rated flexers, but they're also able to access our network of over 100 agency partners across the nation. So the beautiful part about it is if I have a need in Des Moines, Iowa, or Ventura, California, or Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, wherever it might be, you can go onto the Indeed Flex platform, post the role, and you know that it's going to get filled by a quality candidate quickly.
Wow. I'm just blown away. And when you sell this for $1 billion to Mark Cuban, don't forget the people who interviewed you along the way.
Of course not. We'll definitely bring you along for the ride, Jeff. And you know what? Please do me a favor. Download the app. We have a lot of roles open in Dallas. You mentioned, I know before you were talking, some amusement parks. There are amusement parks in Dallas. There are stadiums in Dallas that use Indeed Flex. So I would recommend download it, and you can go and work a shift as a flexer. We would love to have you.
Amen. You guys are amazing. Congratulations on your success. We'll keep following you. Let's end with the website, which is IndeedFlex.com. The great James Terry, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks so much, Jeff.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.